Welcome to the 266 Express. I'm John Noblet here with my co-host Donna Green. Donna, who do we have with us today?
Today we have Renee Richardson and Joanne Dela Cruz, and they own Vintage Variety and also the Whistle Stop Coffee, Tea, and More.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic. I'm super excited about anytime we can talk about a little bit of our downtown district and those businesses that make that up, because we're excited that that people are showing up and we're starting to see a little bit of growth and commitment to the downtown. So welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, excited to be here.
So Renee, to start us off, just tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, your family, etc.
Et cetera, et cetera. Okay. I'm a native Texan, so I'm a small town girl. Grew up in Farmers Branch, Carrollton area. Went to R.L. Turner High School. And cheerleader, all that kind of stuff, you know. And then I slowly just, as years went on, moved closer and closer north. And so I've always had, I think I got it from my mom, but an entrepreneurship. Like I worked for corporate America and all that kind of good stuff, but there was always this little thing in the back, like, I know there's something more. I don't know what. So anyway, so I just kind of started with small little vendor shows. And so I have my, I love it when I go to these little markets. And it just brings back a lot of memories of where I actually started. And I know what they're going through, especially when it's hot outside. And hence, that's why I'm in an indoor facility now. Like, can't do the outdoors no more.
Right, right.
Oh, my goodness.
So, yeah.
So Joanne, what about you?
I'm originally from London, UK. I've been over here since 1987. I lived in Pennsylvania for quite a long time, in north of Philadelphia. And then I moved to Texas about 9 years ago, and this is where I'm staying. Absolutely love it here, especially Sanger. I fell in love with Sanger.
Yeah.
Like, I love the small town vibe.
Yeah, that's always a good question we ask. Why, to both of you, why Sanger? Why Sanger?
Well, for me, my husband is from Chicago. So he's like, I want to live somewhere where my shoulders do not rub when I walk in between the homes. I don't want to have to be that close to somebody. So we just kind of slowly started looking for property. And as we looked and prices got smaller and smaller as we came north, we found a small little property. And it was right around 2020. And so it took a while for them to build our home and stuff like that. But we just really wanted some space, basically.
Right.
As soon as we moved out there, though, of course, Riverside and a lot of different developers started coming along,
Hey,
too.
congratulations.
Yeah, but we just wanted some space. And then I had a store in Lake Dallas, and I was like, I'm not driving back and forth. If I'm living in Sanger, I'm going to find something in Sanger. So I just kind of hung loose until we'd drive up and down, go to Babe's for lunch, and I would just keep looking at stores. And, finally one popped up, and it's not the store we're in now. It was a smaller one next door where the ice cream shop is now,
Right.
Uptown Creamery. And so I started there, but I told the landlords then, I was kind of like, this is not what I want, something larger. So we just kind of kept our eyes open until something popped up.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And my husband works for the post office in Sanger. We call him everyone's mailman because everyone I meet, he's their mailman.
Right.
But I just fell in love with Sanger, and we used to come up here and just drive around, and I just fell in love, and I was like, that's where we're going to live. And we live in a little house right next to the train.
Yeah.
But absolutely love it. Wouldn't live anywhere else.
Fantastic.
I always ask people because, you come from London to Sanger.
Yeah.
I think that's fascinating to me. Like, how did you land this little dot in Texas from London,
That's a big difference.
It's a big difference.
Very big difference. And I'm from East London too, which is like next to the river by the docks. So I'm used to being around water, and there's the lake, but
Yeah.
You're 10 hours to the beach from here.
Yes, yes.
Not
It's
quite
a
the
long
same.
way.
Not quite the same. Yeah.
Not quite the same. Well, we're glad to have you both. Tell us a little bit about Vintage Variety, kind of the journey, how it all began. We know it ends up here, and we hope in
And it will
100
end
years from
here.
now it will end here,
Yes,
right?
yes.
But tell us how you got to where you're at.
Well, I promised my husband because, I told him, I said, it will end here because he's the one that has to help me move every time I decide to move. So he said, yeah, I've heard that about 3 times now. And I said, no, this is it, babe. But so back to what I was saying earlier about the vendor shows and stuff.
Right.
I just, at some point, I did a lot of, so I went from a vendor to a coordinator, event coordinator. And I did most of my events out at the North Texas Rodeo Grounds.
Okay.
And got to know Nancy and Glenn and some of them out there. And I did it 4 times a year, so I did seasonal. So I do 2 early of the year, spring, then I had a fall, and then I had a Christmas show. And then that's when I decided that that's just too much work for me.
Yeah.
It was a lot. It was a 3-day event, whether it was cold, whether it was hot. It was just, and at the end of the day, at the end of those 3 days, it took me like 2 weeks to recuperate. So I was like, I think I'm getting a little too old for this,
I can
Yeah.
relate.
Yeah.
Events are a lot, for
Well,
sure.
Yes. And so I evolved into starting to look into finding a lease or purchase some type of facility. At the time, I lived in Corinth. So Lake Dallas was a good little fit for me. It wasn't very far. And I found a 100-year-old little farmhouse back behind the fire station and was there for 3 years and just loved it. We survived COVID, so I opened it up in 2020 when we're buying stuff out here, and I'm opening up a business. I'm like, I don't know what in the world I'm doing, but it's happening. It just all kind of evolved. It didn't take a whole lot of effort. I posted one day. I had no idea that there were so many people of interest. I posted one day that we were doing vendor spots inside this little farmhouse, and by 3:00, I had all 35 spots filled. I was
Wow.
like, okay, I guess this is happening, So I loved it. But then once we settled out here, bought the land, built the house and all that, I was like, I'm not going to make that drive anymore. And then with all the construction, we survived the Buc-ee's and all that construction.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
right there in Corinth. And then we come up here and the construction just followed us. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Thanks for that.
I thought we were just
Now we know who to blame. Yeah, nailed it
So,
down.
Yeah.
Stop by
So-
Vintage Variety and blame Renee. Yep.
So Vintage Variety came along to answer your question was I started out with kind of vintage clothing. And so I always had that little name there all the time. And then, but I didn't want to limit myself. So I'm like, I want to do a variety of stuff. And then I'm like, well, hold on a minute. Vintage Variety, there we go.
There it
and
is.
that's how it came about. There's no, really scientific thing behind it. And so our store, honestly, is always evolving, obviously, because now we have a tea room. Joe has been my inspiration ever since I met her. I just did it. I was trying to speak British, and it's not good. It just happens.
Oh, I thought that was the Philly.
Yeah. But I'm just kind of like, so when I met her, it was just like a godsend because it's like, I've always wanted to open up a little tea room somewhere, but I know nothing about tea. Well, she says, well, I do, and I'm like, okay. So we have really bonded and had a really good friendship. But Vintage Variety it's just a variety of things. Don't go in there and think that you're going to find really authentic antiques. There might be a few. But there's going to be, like we said earlier, there's a bed in there. There's a bathtub, full of bath stuff. Or there may be some bedding of some sort, or they're just pieces of furniture. And then we've got apparel, and we have shoes, and we have jewelry, and we have Sanger spiritware in there. So, and now we have a tea room. So it is a variety. I had a lady come in the other day, and I have a vendor that she does the farmer's market, but she brings us in the fresh honey from Tioga.
Nice.
And so there was a lady in there, and she was kind of like, okay, I cannot believe I got everything at this one place. She said, I got my lunch, I got a gift, and we do free gift wrapping. So if it's small little things, not a chair. Now we can't wrap a chair for you or the bed, but we can do small little gift items. And so she got her gift. She got it wrapped. She got her lunch. And then the little vendor came in with her honey and stuff, and she happened to. And so the lady's checking out, and she says, "You wouldn't happen to have some melons in your car, would you?" And she's like, "Yeah, we just closed the farmer's market. I have one left." So she got her little mango melon at the same time.
Nice.
She's like, "Well, I'm just going to stop here for her." I said, "All you got to do is ask. Put it out there. We'll make it happen for you." So anyway, that's the variety of it,
So you just recently expanded for the whistle stop. So why now? I mean, I know you talked about it before. So what?
Well,
what fell
Donna,
in place?
we can actually probably reach back out to you for that.
Oh.
Hold on a minute.
Yeah. Well, it's always been in my mind, and Joe can even vouch for that. Even when we started, and we've been here almost 2 years now.
Right.
September will be 2 years. And I've always wanted to, but over there where the creamery is now, there's just obviously it was not going to work.
Right.
We couldn't. Sometimes I felt bad because people with little strollers and stuff like that, they couldn't even get through the store, and I felt bad because we had so much stuff in there. So anyway, it's always been in the back of my mind. And then with meeting Joe, we've always I said, one day, and she can confirm it. I said, we need that spot next door, And so I would always, I would ask, and they'd be like, no, their lease isn't up yet, and all that. I said, okay, you just know at the top of the list, right? So once that all came into fruition and stuff, I had so many vendors that I really didn't have room. And so I was kind of like, okay, well, it's just probably not the right timing. Well, then Donna comes into the picture one day. And so I'm pretty sure I probably said something about I'd love to put in a tea room at some point. And then she's like, okay, well, we can do an event for protectors and princesses. And that date is going to be June. I think it was the June 18th or something. Can you make that happen? And I'm like, I bet we could. Sure. Uh-huh. And so I just consolidated.
Like 3 weeks,
Donna's my secret downtown weapon. Right.
But I really feel like when something's meant to be, it just all falls into place.
Yeah.
And so we just, for 2 weeks, we just worked solidly. She'd come in and check on us and everything. I said, I promised you, Donna, we're going to make this work,
Yep. Those are the weeks she was not in my office.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm just
Well,
making
that's
sure
good.
everything's going.
I'm glad you mentioned that because we certainly appreciate you guys hosting that. We think it's important to utilize our local businesses and make those connections between all the entities, where we can, because we're a community, and I think that's probably what drew you to Sanger, right? And we like to support that. So we always ask, number one, were we business friendly with you? Did we were we working with you? And where we're not, could you let us know? And two, how does the community supporting you? Has the community been pretty good to this point with Vintage Variety?
Oh, yeah, very supportive. And they all, I can tell you, probably 9 times out of 10, people will come in and say, this is exactly what we needed here.
Yeah.
Now, do we provide everything? Absolutely not. And that we probably never will. But we try to, I reach out and ask people, if you've got suggestions, let us know. We're here to work with you. We want to provide stuff that you want. And I'm not going to put out, $1,000 purse or something like that, but if you want something kind of middle class, a little bit lower scale, and we try, we might have a little expensive things, but most of the time we kind of know the clientele, and of course everybody loves a good sale. Yeah. So,
And people miss that a lot, right? When you're shopping a downtown or a community and you're dealing with small businesses, there is always that aspect of we'll find what you need.
Yeah.
There, and we do cater to you. We have is a different kind of relationship between a Vintage Variety and my wife and Kohl's. There's
absolutely.
a huge difference, and there's a huge benefit on both sides.
Yes.
So I think it's vital that we as a community support your small businesses. Shop local where you can, because it has a huge impact on what everybody is trying to do.
Right, absolutely.
So you've mentioned a few of the items that you have in your store, but can you tell us, how you're different from the other things that are available here? And then when I walk in, I've been to Vintage Variety, and I can tell you it changes every time I'm in there.
Yep.
It's something new. But what are some things that people could find that they're probably not going to find anywhere else, or they're going to have to go to maybe the bigger cities for or something?
Well, one thing that's very popular is our Young Living essential oils. So a lot of people come in for that, and they know that without a lot of people order it online and things like that. But a lot of people, if they need the oils, they're very, very therapeutic, and so if they need them, they need them, and so they can just come in and grab it off the shelf. So that's one thing that's been very. I think it's just been very helpful to people. They're like, I can't wait to I don't have time to pay. Wait for my order to come in, things like that. Another thing I would say that we have we are not a store that has 50 of the same item. So when you come in, and I know people think, oh, that's just a sales, pitch or whatever, but it's really not. And I tell people, they'll be like, oh, I love that. But we have a lot of clay pottery, things like that. We have metal artwork, but we may have only one or two, and it may not even be exactly the same. And so, they'll be like, oh, I might come back and get that. And I'm okay, that's great, but it may not be here because I don't have 50 of them sitting over in the corner for you. So ours are more of just one-of-a-kind things because I feel like I don't want to be like the other big department stores because you can go down the road in Denton and find that, And a lot of people like the fact that they cannot, they don't have, your neighbor doesn't have the exact same thing you have,
Yeah, notice even your boutique clothing, you have one or two of each size, and if you didn't get your size, sorry, it's not coming back. So
yeah, we may do one run of it, like a small to extra large. We do carry some plus sizes and things too, but once they're gone, we probably, a lot of the distributors they don't even have it. They're already sold out. So we have to move on, so.
And now, and again, it's unique because you have two facets of your business. Tell us more about the tea room.
Okay, that is really, it's been great, honestly, and I'm not just saying that. It really has. I don't know that we've gotten any negative feedback. We do ask people. We have a pretty good variety of things on our menu, which we really weren't kind of planning on that, and we sit down and we're working on it, and they're like, oh, I think we can do that. Oh, I think we can do that. We don't fry things, so we don't have like a big major commercial kitchen. Okay, so we try to keep the menu simple, but yet keep it as a variety as well. So you may have chicken salad. Okay, you can have chicken salad croissant. You can have a chicken salad wrap. You can have a chicken salad salad.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we've taken some of the main parts and ingredients and then kind of expanded on that. Now, I will share with you that we don't fry things, but we can air fry them, which is healthier, right? Okay. And so, and I may be getting ahead here, but one of the reasons we named it Whistle Stop is because we love the movie Fried Green Tomatoes.
Whoa.
I don't know if you've ever seen that. Okay. So that's how it all evolved. We were like, we want a tea room. What's the name? Okay. And so we were like, okay, we got the train going through the town and all that. And a lot of things are, people are naming things after, the train and stuff like that. So we were like, okay. And so we came up with Whistle Stop. And I was like, y'all, have you ever watched the movie Fried Green Tomatoes? Well, this one, have you still?
I've watched half
Putting you on
of
the
it.
spot.
I've seen half of it.
And then Amy, who is managing the tea room, had not seen it either. So I said, we're not going any further until you ladies sit down and watch this movie, okay?
Absolutely, yes.
And I said, but anyway, long story short, go watch the movie, and then you'll understand when you look at our menu, because we have a Tawanda plate. And I'm not going to tell you what that comes with that, but that's a part of the movie. We have a Big George sandwich that's got 3 or 4 different meats on it. It's a huge, huge sandwich for Big George's. And then we have Buddy Jr. So we have a little menu for kids. So we have peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, or we have a ham and cheese and things like that. So the whole name evolved from me saying I love this movie, And then fried green tomatoes came into the place. So we are going to have a fried green tomatoes on August 3rd. So we're going to kind of like bring that out. That's going to be, we're only going to have it like once a week because green tomatoes are hard to find.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So they're going to be short lived. But we wanted to kind of incorporate that into our little menu for people.
I'm going to put my order in now.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
They're my favorite. They're my favorite. And they are.
And they're
it's
going
hard
to be
find
air
them.
fried. So y'all, they're not going to be bad for you. You know, we're going to air fry them.
As good as fried green tomatoes can be for you, right?
Exactly.
Better.
And a lot of our things are made in house too. So I'll be making. I'm in the kitchen. Amy's out at the front, and we have Chandler right now, who is our server.
Yes.
But I try to make everything from scratch that I can. I make scones from scratch.
Fresh scones.
Oh, wow.
Y'all
Every
got to
day.
come in there when she's baking those. I am going to gain 50 pounds between the tea room and the ice cream shop. I am doomed. It's just like,
Yeah.
But we make our salad dressings, and like I say, I'm going to be working on the batter and a dip for the fried green tomatoes. So
tomatoes.
Sorry.
Do y'all love how she
Tomatoes.
talks? I mean, like,
sorry.
You sound so,
prim and proper.
yeah, like princessy.
Oh, I'm
I
really
know.
not. I tell little girls.
Really not.
I'm really not. I tell little girls I'm a retired princess, especially when I had the pink hair. I had pink hair a little while ago. But yeah, I say to them, I'm a retired princess. I used to live in a castle, and now I live in Sanger.
There you go.
And they're like, how do I live in a
Step
castle?
up.
Yeah,
They love
that's
it.
right.
They love it.
So, how do you select your products, your decor, and everything for both the tea room and for Vintage Variety? Because if people have not been in there, it's exactly what you want it to be when you walk in. It's got that small
Okay.
town wonderful feel.
Okay, I'll start with the tea room because that was interesting in itself. Because I came at one point, I had a wedding and reception venue, and so I am used to everything being matchy. Every tablecloth has to be matched, napkins, blah blah blah. So we're discussing all this, and I said, "Oh no, we need to have all tablecloths the same, and all that." And they were kind of like, I think we should do every table different because that way, if you're there, you feel special because that is your table and that's your group, and this is, and we have a Donna Jean table, by the way.
Yes.
And because she has her favorite table there, she said, I just love the way this looks. So we said we're going to name that Donna Jean. So if somebody reserves that table, they've reserved the Donna Jean table. But anyway,
best
so yeah.
That's one.
So every table in the tea room now is different. So it has a different tablecloth. It has different chairs. Each one looks a little different. So most of them will accommodate 2 to 4, and we have some that will accommodate larger groups, like 6 to 8. Or I think there's one section over there that I think we can even get 10 or 12 in there if we do it strategically. But we started looking on Pinterest, obviously, and looking at tea rooms and stuff. And I did notice all of the decor was different, And so we just kind of started compiling our stuff together. And Joe would be like, well, I have that at home. And I'd be, you know what? I think I have that at home. And so we just kind of put it all together and came up with this. And it's still evolving. I mean, we're always bringing new stuff in. Yeah. For Vintage Variety, I go to market. I go to all kinds of vendor shows online. I try to find just something that I haven't ever seen before. Mm-hmm. That's not always an easy task, but I'll even go to Canton. There's, sometimes there's things out. It's just, once again, a variety of areas that I reach out to and to find different things that I think people may like. And it's interesting enough that some of the things I think, oh, man, people are just going to love this, and it may sit there. And then I'll get other things and I'll be like, oh, I don't know. And it goes
Flies
right
off the
away.
shelf.
Yeah. So there's no rhyme or reason to it. It's just guessing and hoping, And then at the end of the day, I'm like, well, if they don't like it, I guess I'll take it home. Because I like it.
So how do you stay connected to the community here in Sanger?
Well, besides being part of the chamber, and we do attend as many as we can, and I try to make at least all the breakfasts. I can't always make all the luncheons. And so I've met, and Joe has been with me several times, and just meeting those different people, because not everybody, has come into the shop. I still, as of yesterday, people come in. We've been there almost 2 years, and they're like, I didn't even know you were here. I've lived in Sanger all my life, didn't even know you were here. So I think trying to reach out to people that I meet in these, whether it's a breakfast or a luncheon, giving out my cards and doing our little spiel at these different events, try to let people know we're there. And I feel like just getting, even at the farmer's market, I can take my little flyers with me and stuff, and I've been able to get some vendors from that, because a lot of them are, they may want to do a farmer's market once or something, but they kind of like the fact of being indoors and you don't have to worry about the weather, whether it's rain, shine, or whatever, or 105 degrees, whatever. It's one of those things. But and we try to stay in. And even if the chamber or the city is not doing something, we're doing, for example, we're doing a back-to-school bash. Okay, that's just something we came up with. I believe Amy even started. Amy really wanted to do it. Amy Patterson is Cody Joe Designs, if y'all didn't know that. She does all the spirit wear for our store. And so she started out with the Cody Joe Designs, and then and Cody Joe Designs is still there, but she does manage the tea room as well. So she's got her plate pretty full. But with that, then we're connected to the schools now, and now we're connected to teachers. So it's just it's been a process.
Right.
But we try to donate. We as much as possible. Then we have the gala, the education and foundation. So we try to be a part of that. So we try to stay involved. I can't capture everything, but we try to stay open late when there's whether there's car shows or anything happening around town. We don't kick customers out at 6:00. If there's something going on, we stay open late, and just to keep the visibility open, because you have a lot of people from Oklahoma and areas like that come down to eat at Babes. And then if you're open and they're just kind of strolling through town, that gives us more exposure and stuff. So
yeah, we have noticed that most of the businesses that we have seen succeed or have longevity are those businesses that shift those hours around some of that activity. I mean, Babes is kind of a downtown powerhouse for us. I think we all know that.
Yep.
And so a lot of those businesses have take advantage of that additional traffic. I think it's fantastic. I think it's important for downtowns to recognize that, and again, we're always looking for ways to. Donna, we just had this conversation 2 days ago about downtown, things that we can do downtown that help really pump traffic into that area.
Vintage Variety has been a great partner with the city. I mean,
thank you.
I don't know if you remember, but Mrs. Claus has been there.
Mrs. Claus,
Mrs. Claus,
has
yes.
been at the Vintage
Yeah,
Variety.
and then they did host the tea party.
Yeah.
So we have. I'm always coming up with ideas.
It's a great relationship, I think, that we have with you guys, and we're happy to participate with any ideas that you have, because again,
We're always up for a good
together.
party.
Yeah.
Me too. We could throw a whole street party.
I tell you, yes,
be fun.
absolutely.
That
Yep.
would be wonderful. How cool would that be?
I'm in.
Okay,
Yep,
let's do it. Let's do it.
So what kind of events and promotions do you have upcoming? We know we've got fried green tomatoes. You said that was August 3rd.
Yes.
I've been thinking about that. I haven't spoken. You said that, it was over for me. You've got fried green tomatoes on the 3rd. Do you have anything else coming up?
Well, and I mentioned about Back to School Bash. So
Right.
that's going to be, August 3rd is really a busy day. So we picked August 3rd because we knew school was right around the corner, and we want to capture those teachers. And we're going to be giving out free giveaways. It's going to be a fun day.
Okay.
All right.
But then that evening is also the Moonlight Market. That's
Downtown.
6 to 10, I believe. Yeah.
Right.
And so we're going to stay open from pretty much about 9 o'clock in the morning till 10 that night.
Okay.
So that's going to be a full day, but it's going to be fun and exciting. We'll have, we're going to decorate for back to school and stuff, but we're going to have a drawing just for teachers. And so we're going to be giving away a lot of things because we really want to cater to them. And then we're also collecting school supplies. So 15% of all of our sales and stuff that day will go towards school supplies. And we're just going to reach out to whether it's the administration, whoever we need to reach out to in order to make that happen and where the need is there as
And
well.
that's August 3rd as well?
August 3rd.
All
Uh-huh.
right.
Yes.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah. Let's see, what else we got going on? This Saturday, we have a large group. I think it's about 25 or 30 that are coming in for lunch.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And it is the Sanger Women's Club
Nice.
that will be coming in. And then I think, what was else? Okay, let me
Probably
see
get
here.
it down here.
I know. Let me check my notes because I wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything on. And then we also have anytime you come in, we have a big jar that looks like a light bulb. But business people can come in if they're just shopping or whether they're eating or whatever. Put your business card in there, and we'll have a monthly free lunch for a business owner or just business person actually. And we just try to do little things like that, just to let people know that we care. We're here, and we just felt like the Whistle Stop mainly caters to lunch. That's what we're going to do. That's what I forgot. Okay, so at the moon, I knew I was getting something.
Yes.
The Moonlight. What you want to tell them
No,
about the
no,
menu?
no.
Okay, so the Moonlight Market that night, we are actually not going to serve what's on our menu. We're going to have a special menu for that night. Because we know people are going to be walking around. I know there's going to be food trucks and stuff, but we're going to offer a special menu. And then we're also going to debut the fried green tomatoes. That's going to be kind of like an appetizer for you as well.
So any you're going to give us any insight to the special menu, or is it still a secret?
We can.
You
I
want to
think.
share it?
Yeah,
You're going to be making it, so
No pressure.
no pressure.
Not at all. So we are going to be offering chicken spaghetti
Ooh.
with a salad and chips and salsa. Oh, and garlic bread. And,
Garlic bread, not
Got it.
garlic, garlic.
and we're also going to be offering a chicken quesadilla
Oh,
or
okay.
a cheese quesadilla if you don't
For the
want
kiddos,
chicken.
yeah. Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something like
and
that.
that will be with a salad too, and I expect we'll have scones as well. Because
I expect
people
that. Yes.
seem to like the scones. We didn't discuss the scones,
Yeah,
but I'm just thinking
That's just
right now that
That's just a basic, honestly. The
Yeah.
scones, if you just want to come in and have a cup of coffee or a spot of tea,
tea,
and a
yes.
scone, you can just come in and do that. We have little cubby holes in the back, so if you want to come in, for your 30-minute or hour lunch and you want to escape and we won't tell anybody you're there, you can just hide back there in the back.
We also have internet, wireless internet.
Yes,
You
wireless
can
internet.
connect to that.
bring your laptop.
So for clarity,
Yes,
just
ma'am.
so people aren't confused, you do not have to have a reservation. I mean, you'll do bridal showers and baby showers and whatever meetings,
Yes.
but you can just go in and have lunch too. You don't have to have a reservation. So
Absolutely, yes. And we can accommodate about 35 comfortably. So if you come in, there may be a 5 or 10 minute wait or something like that. But we really don't have any plans to expand right now. We just started, so I'm like, somebody said the other day about expanding. I was like, I don't even want to hear that word right now. No,
Like, be
we're
quiet,
good.
Donna.
I think we
Yeah.
want to keep it small.
Yes,
We
and
wanna
I think
keep
the
it
quaintness
small
of it
and
is
exclusive.
Yeah,
yeah, it's
It's special.
Yeah,
Right?
it is
It's a
special,
little
yeah.
intimacy there that
Yeah.
you don't
And
get
I
at a
don't
lot of
wanna-
places. Yeah.
I don't really want to, to expand. I'd have to just move out vendors and stuff. And I'm like, no, that's kind of the thrill of it is coming in and be able to shop, have some lunch, and things like that. And so I don't want to take that part away. And so I'm like, no, this is going to be about it.
I know we could expand it into the evening. We could get her to do a wine bar back there. Wine and cheese.
We have
I
wine
mean, I've always got
glasses.
ideas. I've got
Sampling.
Wine
Sampling.
glasses.
Sampling.
Yeah.
Wine
Yeah.
glasses.
Yep.
See, I've already got
Let's
ideas.
go.
I love that idea.
What are your days and hours for both stores so that people know?
Okay. So Vintage Variety is open from 10 to 6, Tuesday through Saturday. Okay. And then the Whistle Stop is open the same days, Tuesday through Saturday, but they're open from 11 to 4. Okay. So we try to hit that lunch crowd. So that gives them time to prep for lunch and then clean up before, we close at 6 and
Plenty of
stuff.
time to bake the scones.
Yes. Listen, y'all come in. It smells wonderful. It's just kind of like, I can tell when she's back there doing the scones, I'm like, oh my goodness. She made lavender yesterday
Lavender and
and cranberry. Yes. So they're freshly made.
you're
You
a-
can, I'm telling you.
Fat
And
man's
then,
dream. You got to be
I'm
careful.
telling you. And then
walking in there,
tell them
smell
about
it.
your whipped butter that you're making.
Oh,
with them.
it's actually it's like fluff.
Mm-hmm.
It is cream cheese, heavy cream, and other secret ingredients. And right now we're doing lemon, so it's almost like a creamy, buttery. Yeah, you can put it
A little
on the
dollop
top.
on top
You
of
can
it.
put it in the middle. You can dunk the whole thing in it.
Oh.
Yum.
And I like to serve it in little like sherry glasses.
Oh,
Yeah.
look at that.
I need a,
So cute.
I need a hot roll to go with
I'm
that.
telling you,
Yeah.
they're fresh out of the
You need
oven.
a
It's
scone.
delicious.
A scone.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Scone.
I'm more carb heavy.
Yeah.
I mean, seeing these legs.
So can they find you online anywhere? Facebook, website, anything?
Facebook and Instagram. We don't have a website or anything.
Sure.
And people ask me all the time why. But this was way before the tea room, and maybe something I can consider down the road. But a website, our stuff changes so much
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get it.
that
Yeah.
I'm like, I would be on the website all the time. I would have no time to do anything else.
That'd be no
So,
fun. So are you Vintage Variety on Facebook and Vintage Variety on Instagram?
Vintage Variety 2022 on Instagram.
On Instagram.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And then what about the tea room? Is it separate? Does it have a separate Facebook?
Yes.
Okay.
Whistle Stop Tea, Coffee, and More
Right.
is what Whistle Stop is under.
Okay.
Yeah, and you'll see the little teapot. That's our little logo.
Your logo.
Uh-huh.
Very cute.
Yeah.
Well, what advice would you give somebody looking to start their own business in a small town? Do you have any bits of wisdom?
I do, and I have believed this even when I was hiring people for any of my, even in the wedding venue and stuff. You've got to find somebody that has the same passion as you, because first of all, you're going to work really well together. Yeah, and they're going to bring their differences and similarities together. But I've always firmly believed I believe, Joe, I think that's why we connected so much is because I've always wanted to. She's just always been there. I can depend on her. She's reliable, and then she has the same passion that I did. And then when the tea room kind of came about, I was kind of like, oh my, I just hit a gold mine. Because I mean, who's going to find somebody that's going to open a tea room with me? That's from London. I mean, really?
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe a little background. there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
Certainly.
So that would be my first advice, and it's just honestly finding somebody who has your same passion, and then it just rolls from there.
Ladies, we thank you for being here today. This has been a lot of fun getting to
Well,
learn,
thank you
getting to
for
learn
having
about
us.
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
for
hope
sure.
we didn't talk your arm and leg off.
Oh, no.
Did we go over time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's what a podcast is talking. So
Yeah.
you did great. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to do it again sometime.
Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
we would love to. Yes.
Yeah. August 3rd,
Thank
I'm
you.
thinking.
August
3rd.
3rd, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least
Y'all
go
come and
over
hang
for
with
some-
us
They're
all day.
extremely busy August 3rd.
yeah.
But yeah, absolutely.
No, I just meant for the fried green tomatoes.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And if I can put a plug in, this Tuesday we do lives, Facebook Live, the last Tuesday of every month.
Okay.
So this one's coming up Tuesday night, and we will be sampling. If you want to pop in after you get off work, we will be sampling the fried green tomatoes on our live at Tuesday night. So just
Well,
let you
I
know.
mean, I would hate to miss that. It would be really bad
Well,
if I missed
and we would love to get feedback. You may
Oh,
not
yeah.
like them,
Oh, yeah.
but you have to try them first.
Sure,
So-
sure. Well, and what is the physical address of that building? Anybody that might listen and they want to pop in, they put the address in.
Sure.
Their
Yeah.
GPS.
It is okay. So it's 308 Bolivar Street, and then we are on the corner of Bolivar and Fourth. I always
Fourth.
want to say Fifth, but and if you're headed to Babes, don't turn to Babes. Go straight, and you'll run right into us. We're right on the corner.
Absolutely. Well, again, thank you both.
Thank you.
We've enjoyed it.
Appreciate it. It was fun.
You've been listening to the 266 Express. I'm John Noblet.
I'm Donna Green.
Thank you for listening in to what's going on in our small little North Texas town.